My name is Rewa Malhotra and I stayed behind Khar Gymkhana. I just want to share one or two experiences with you, the miracles that has happened in my life in last 2 months. First, I will like to tell you about myself. I still remember it was 14th Feb 2002. It was a Valentine's Day and my sister Madhu told me, why don't you come and take darshan of Bapu and listen the pravachan. My husband and I just went with her the same day. As I saw Bapu for the first time that night, I came back home with a strong feeling that there is something in him and he is going to help me a lot and take care of me. After 2 or 3 months, I told Madhu that we have lost our father few years back, but I think I see my father in Bapu. So after 2-3 days, Madhu bought me a photograph of Bapu, and since that the photo is in my house and I pray to him every day and I think he is listening to my prayers. I must admit to you all that though I pray and have full faith in him, I write Ram Nam book. I have been to Tarjat Mandir and Jui Mandir 3-4 times and Sai Nivas. Taste his blessings on Guru Purnima and special events, but I have not attended any pravachan after that day. But yet I have full faith in him. Now I'll share to all of you that though I pray and have full faith in him, I have been coming. Now I'll tell you the miracle that happened with my grandson Ayush. My daughter conceived after 14 years of her marriage. In 6 months, she was admitted to the hospital, and doctor informed her the cord virtually is dead. The food is not going to the child. We entire family were concerned about this, what's happening to her. But my brother-in-law Sunil and my sister Madhu only has one place to go, and that is Dada. They went and told Dada about my daughter. Dada said, just chant Hanuman Chalisa how many ever times you can and all will be fine. 2 months before the due date, my grandson was born. He was just 2 pounds and 6 ounces, not a kilo even, when he was born. Grace of Bapu, he was breathing himself, and in other respect he was normal child. The hospital let him go home after 5 weeks when he was 4 pounds. But as we brought him in the house, exactly after when he was 9 months old, he went through an operation of hernia. Till 1 year, nobody realized he is born with a small stomach and had reflux problem, as his lining of food pipe was damaged in this 1 year. But then my grandson had developed urges of food and drinking. He had refused for the food and drinking. After wait of 6 months, a doctor who is specialist in feeding started treating my grandson. Along with his therapy, we also seasoned the occupational therapy, speech therapy, and behavior physician, because he never knew how to roll his tongue inside the mouth. After 2 years of all this treatment, he still had a behavior problem. He was vomiting 7 to 8 times in a day, and he used to refuse to eat food. He used to sit with the food in front of him for 30 minutes, and he will not put the food inside his mouth. We have to do puree to all the food so he could swallow the food in him. And as my daughter and son-in-law have studied in US for their higher education, with all the trouble they both faced alone with their son, they both lost faith in God. They said there is no God who will help us. From last 3 years, we are just facing problems. As we all were concerned about this, again my brother-in-law Sunil told me, Didi, why don't you go and talk to Dada about this? So I wrote to my daughter to send me full details. On 11th April of this year, Madhu and I took my grandson's snaps and medical details, and we went to meet Dr. Shiva and Dr. Porras. They both patiently listened to me and said, we will take you to Dada and you explain your difficulty to Dada. Then in my presence, they explained the case to Dada. Both of them explained the case to Dada. Dada looked at Ayush's snap and said, Ayush is our child. Dada advised that Ayush's mother should recite 2 prayers 5 times each a day. Those prayers were Adimate Ashubnase, and the second prayer was Asimate Shubnase. He told me to see him after 2 months. I asked him whether only the prayers will help him. He smiled at me and said, enough. These prayers are enough for him. Just say it with full faith. And Moti, I will welcome the child with open arms, and she will take care of him. But the love of Bapu's family got me out of this difficulty when Purva Kulkarni overnight recorded the prayers and emailed to me, because I didn't know what these prayers were and I didn't know how to pronounce them. All of us, then my husband, my sister Madhu, who is very attached to my daughter, I, my younger daughter, who also has full faith in Bapu, explained to my elder daughter and said, say these prayers sincerely and with full faith. We told her that she has done everything humanly possible for Ayush. Now give this your best for 2 months. Along with my elder daughter, I, my younger daughter, Sunil Madhu's family, and my elder daughter's mother-in-law who stays in Delhi, we all said these prayers for 2 months with full faith. Few days earlier to 11th June, I asked my daughter, is there any difference in his food habits? She said, Ma, is nothing short of a miracle. Earlier Ayush would not eat even if he was alone in the room. But now he eats everything alone with his friends and his classmates. Now he eats all kinds of food. He is asking for all kinds of food, like chicken and bread, what is hard to chew. Doctors attending on him are unable to explain the sudden virtual overnight change in Ayush. They say it's a miracle happened in 2 months. My daughter and son-in-law are saying it is like having a new child at home. They said, Ma, for the first time we are enjoying our child. I want to share something nice with you all. My grandson, who is just 3.5 years old, he chants these prayers. It's a tough Sanskrit prayers, and the smile is on his face when he says Hari Om. The smile gives us so much satisfaction. I saw his video where he was chanting these prayers, and I enjoyed that moment. My heart tells me that Bapu is my father, and he has proved that my protection my grandson Ayush, and made him in all right. My family joins me to converse grateful thanks to Bapu, I and Dada. Hari Om. This thing has happened in 2 months. We are so thankful to Dada and Bapu.